Hi everyone, welcome to Greekish Outdoors. Today we are looking at a Czech 24-hour ration pack, so stick around. So there we have the Czech 24-hour ration pack. As you can see, it is a modular item. It normally contains breakfast, lunch, dinner, and several supplement packs. Now, I purchased mine online recently, and for some reason, I didn't get lunch. However, there are enough supplement packs in this ration where it kind of doesn't matter. There are so many calories, there's so much to eat. Let's take a closer look. So as you can see there are 5 different pouches. There should be 6, but in this one today, I have 5. First up, we have the breakfast pack. This is labeled BPDI8, and it contains enough food for 4 hours. Let's open this up and see what we get inside. So there is a Ziploc tear on the top. I should say that online these state that they are the new variant of the Czech rations. And in the breakfast you can see we have got a lot of items. Right, let's get them out. First we have a spicy vegetable salad. We have a dark chocolate bar, a 50-gram pack of crisp breads, an instant fruit drink, a pack of ham mousse, and an accessory pack. We have a pack of wooden cutlery with a knife, fork, spoon, and a napkin. We have a pack of coffee, 2 4-gram packs of sugar, a black tea, and a wet wipe. So that is breakfast. So quite a nice, substantial breakfast there, I think. Something a little bit different to the sweeter breakfasts we get in a lot of Western rations, but it looks pretty good to me. Normally I'd show you the whole contents of the ration in one go at the beginning, but this time, due to the fact it's a kind of a modular ration, I'm going to go through each meal. For lunch, as we don't have the lunch ration for some unknown reason, I'll be using those 3 modular supplement packs, and then for dinner we'll have dinner. But as I said, we'll go through each meal individually. For now, let's get stuck in with breakfast. Right. First, let's open up this spicy vegetable salad. Now, these wooden cutleries are very popular these days. I personally don't really like them. They're a little bit fragile. Yes, they're better for the environment, but they kind of don't feel the same. They're not as tough. Next, let's open these crackers, or crisp bread, should I say. Ooh. Looks to be a bioprotein crisp bread, and for a change, they're a little bit green. I'm just going to put a couple on there for now. Here we have this ham mousse. Looking forward to this. One thing that concerns me with these spoons, especially when you're having to scrape things out of bags like this, is that they snap quite easily. Let's make up the coffee, and I'm gonna have it cold. Sorry, Steve, but that's just the way it is. I'm sure you can see that in there. Quite finely ground. We've also got this instant fruit drink. Doesn't state, I don't think, how much water you have to add. So I'm just going to add it to this cup. Probably will need more water, but I'll have to make do at the minute. One thing I forgot to mention before was that in the accessory pack there's also a toothpick. Right, that is breakfast. So a nice little spicy salad, some ham mousse, crackers, coffee, a fruity beverage. We've got some chocolate. I'll make the tea up afterwards, and actually I'm going to add a little bit of sugar to the coffee. Right, let's get stuck in. It looks really good. Right, let's start off with this spicy salad. That's great. It's zesty, it's sweet. It's definitely got quite a bit of spice, and also quite a lot of little flies are landing on it. Yeah, it's actually very nice and spicy. Imagine like sauerkraut with a lot of heat, sweet corn, sweetness. That's really, really good. Surprising to have something like this for breakfast as well. Right, let's try that ham mousse on its own. It's actually pretty damn good. First, let's try one of these crisp breads, and then we'll put the ham mousse on one of these. Yeah, standard, light, crispy, crisp bread. It's got a kind of a almost slight taste of kale to it, some sort of green vegetable to it, but very nice. I really like these crisp breads, and they're kind of one of my favourite cracker type of thing you get in a ration. I used to have them quite a bit as a kid. Right, so there we have some of the ham mousse on there. That's amazing. The mousse is salty, it's packed full of ham flavour. The crisp bread has a nice little difference in texture to that kind of smooth ham mousse. And there's so much of it. I mean, look at all that ham mousse and the salad and the crisp breads, of which I'm probably going to only eat 2 this morning. What I'm going to try and do now actually is I'm going to get a bit of the ham and put some of that salad on top of it. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. This is really good. Let's try this coffee. In my honest opinion, the coffee's not great. I mean, I've added the sugar. It's not dissolved very well in the cold water, of course, but it's very, very bitter. Yeah, that's definitely not for me. However, we do have this fruity beverage. Just give it another stir. There was a lot of powder, so there's still some at the bottom. But you can see that bright orange colour. Cheers. Delicious. Very strong, could do with a little bit more water, but it's still very tasty. And nice and refreshing too. Bursting with a really strong orange flavour. Somewhere in between a natural and an artificial orange, but very, very tasty. The ham mousse is really, really good, and really nice to have that compared to things like pâté, which rations often have. And this spicy salad, amazing. Really taste that strong flavour of sweet corn, and then this kind of sweet, zesty spiciness comes through at the back of your mouth. That's a really nice meal. I'm going to finish this off. I'll bring you back in a second. I'm going to make up this tea, this nice black tea, in, surprise, surprise, some cold water. It's a fairly cool day. It's very bright today, but it's not cold enough for me as a Northern European to have hot drinks. Right, let's leave that to brew for a little bit. The ration I have today weighs 1,520 grams. That, of course, would increase to somewhere around about 1,800 grams if the company I bought this from had given me the lunch module. Right, let's check out this antiseptic wipe. Should have done this really at the beginning of the meal. Oh, it's got a nice kind of clean smell about it. Bit alcohol-y, bit chemically. but not in a bad way. Hint of zestiness to it. It's pretty moist. It's not the wettest thing I've had on my hands in a long time, but it is moist and it definitely does the job. And it's pretty strong, so a winner. The napkin they give you is a kind of a standard napkin, 2-ply, and it's fairly soft and does the job, so not bad at all. Right, let's have some dark chocolate. This is a 53% cacao chocolate bar. And it weighs 35 grams. And that is what it looks like. Ooh, looks pretty damn good. I can't see any bloomage at all on it. Pretty good. Right, let's give that a try. It's rich, it's creamy, it's sweet. It doesn't melt as quick as some other chocolate bars I've had. It's got a nice bite to it. Yeah, that's very, very good. Is it the best dark chocolate I've ever had in a ration? Probably not. That probably goes to either the French or the Lithuanian ration pack. But it is very, very good. And it tastes of good quality. So I'm impressed. Let's wash that down with a little bit of black tea. A nice cup of tea. Much better than coffee in my opinion. But I am from the UK. Right, that was a very, very nice and super filling breakfast. I'm very impressed. That's a lot of food and a nice variety of different items there for breakfast. Very different to the normal breakfast I have in rations. So, definitely gets a thumbs up from me. Right, I need to move around a little bit and kind of burn some of this off. I'll bring you back for lunch. Right, it's lunchtime, and as I stated before, I don't have the lunch module, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, but I do have these supplement packs, which you normally do get in a lot of these Czech rations. So we're going to have all three for lunch. So there's going to be a lot of food and a lot of snacks and bits and bobs in here. So we have the PPD supplementation pack, we have the PPAR parachute pack, and we have the PPC supplement pack. First, let's get into the PPD. Again, there's a nice tear notch at the top because these are Ziploc bags. And there we see inside. Let's get a closer look. First, we get an 80-gram can of tuna. We get a pack of fitness crisp breads. We get an instant fruit drink, another dark chocolate, and another accessory pack, which contains a wooden spoon and napkin, a plastic Ziploc bag with a water purification tablet inside. We get a toothpick, we get another wet wipe, and we get a little box of matches, green tipped. Right, that is the PPD supplement pack. Now let's look in the PPC supplement pack. In here we get some turkey jerky, we get some grape sugar, you get 2 energy gels, an isotonic drink, a wet wipe, and this time just a paper napkin. Finally, we have the PPAR parachute pack. In this one we have a protein bar, an isotonic drink, another energy gel, another wet wipe, which something seems to have leaked a little bit because the wet wipe packaging is kind of smearing a little bit. We get some chewing gum and we get another napkin. Right, now all that is going to be our lunch. It's a bit of a higgledy-piggledy mix match, but to make up for the fact we haven't got the lunch module, we're going to have all this for lunch. Well, at least we're going to try one of each item. Now I've removed all the duplicate items off the tray. I did remove the fruit drink because we had that at breakfast, and so we know what that tastes like. But we do have this isotonic beverage to try now. Let's open up this spoon. And another brown napkin. Now let's check out these grape sugars. Yeah, I remember these the last time I tried a Czech ration. Kind of chalky, but fruity and full of sugar. Almost like you'd see a dextrose tablet in the UK or the US. Dried meat, turkey. It's kind of come out in one piece. Let's open this protein bar. Slightly been squished in transit. There you can see a chocolate covered protein bar. Let's check out these crisp breads and see if they're different to the protein ones we had at breakfast. Yeah, these are more of a brownie coloured rather than green coloured. Classic crisp breads. Let's open up this tuna. It comes in water. Let's just tip that out. Yeah, just a little can of tuna. Always great to have. This isotonic drink is a little bit crusty in the pouch, but let's put it into our bottle of water. Yes, very sticky, like some moisture's got to it in the packaging. So much so I can actually peel it off the packaging and put it in the water. Hopefully it'll still go into the water okay. I think we're going to have to wait a while for that to go in. First, let's try one of these grape little chalky tablets. Powdery, super sweet. Yeah, exactly like a kind of dextrose tablet, packed full of sugary energy to get you going. A little bit chalky, but actually a nice, pleasant fruit flavour. Would I say it's grape? More orange, if I'm being honest, but still pretty good. So this turkey jerky, try and pull a bit off. Definitely jerky, quite tough, but very pleasant. A nice kind of preserved, slightly spiced, salty meat snack with a hint of sweetness. Of course, this stuff lasts for a long time, packed full of protein. Could I tell it was turkey? Not really. Tastes like just meat. It could be pork, it could be beef. I trust it's turkey, well, what they say in the packaging. Kind of standard jerky flavour. So always nice, I think, to have some jerky in a ration to add that little bit of protein. Let's try one of these crisp breads on their own. A nice kind of almost wholemeal crisp bread flavour. Once you crunch them, they almost dissolve in your mouth. Yeah, as I said, I really like these. And they go with almost anything. I am kind of wondering what was in the lunch menu. I know there are different modules. It kind of would have been nice to explore something like that. I have had one in the past. If you go back onto my ration videos, I have tried the version before this one and the version before that, and they were both good as well. And they always contain a load of these crisp breads. Pretty good. Let's try this tuna fish. You can see that. Yeah, nice, meaty tuna. Very, very good. In fact, put it on the crisp bread. Very, very tasty. So nice meaty tuna. What more can I say? It's canned tuna fish. Really healthy, lots of protein, a little bit of fat in there. Very, very good. So let's try this wet wipe out, which is kind of smudged. I'm not sure if this has leaked in itself. I don't think anything else did. Smells pretty much the same as the last wet wipe we tried. Maybe a little bit more moist. Yeah, kind of smells the same, florally almost. Yeah, fairly strong, gets my hands clean, does the job. Right, let's try this squished protein bar. Chewy. It's chocolatey. It's got that kind of a slight bitter twang you get sometimes with a protein bar. It's one of those protein bars which looks like it was made from a paste. But yet again, another nice addition of protein to the ration. I like these supplementation packs. If you, of course, had the lunch, you'd be using this maybe in wintertime, maybe as you are walking or on the go to give you that extra calories, extra protein. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not the best protein bar I've had in my life. I've had loads of these protein bars in the past. They're okay, they do the job, but they're not the most flavourful and they're not the nicest texture. But as I said, does the job. Of course, we have some more dark chocolate. Yeah, this is great, this stuff is. Nice luxury item. Of course, some great polyphenols in here, which is good for your body. I added a bit of luxury to your ration, give you a bit of a morale boost, and it tastes really good. So let's try this energy gel. All the ingredients are in Czech, so I'm finding it very difficult to understand, but it's got maltodextrin, fructose, glucose, isomaltose, beta-alanine, L-citrulline, L-carnitine, L-arginine, so lots of amino acids and things in here, and some vitamins and sodium and good stuff. Right, let's get into it. So I'm going to put a little bit on a spoon so you can see what it's like. It's a very gloopy, bright orange gel. Wow, very sweet, really strong fruity flavour. Can't really identify the fruit. Maybe orangey, maybe slightly apricotty. But that is packed full of sugary energy. Definitely give you a boost. Definitely does what it says on the packet, energy gel. That is packed full of sugary energy. Right, so that isotonic beverage is dissolved in the water now. Probably about 750 mils, I think, so I might have diluted it a little bit too much. Let's find out. Cheers. Yeah, you can hardly taste it. I can taste a little bit of salts. There's not much sweetness to it. It has all dissolved into the water, but I think you need a lot less. That's my fault. But the first flavour on your tongue is of salt, which I'm not keen on, to be honest, on isotonic beverages. That kind of salty flavour. I know it's going to help hydrate you, but for me, it's not my favourite flavour. It's got a hint of kind of like maybe lemon to it. But in this amount of water, the saltiness is not too bad, and it's going to hydrate me a little bit, and it's not unpleasant. If you see me keep wiping my nose, it's not because I've got a cold. It's not because I'm doing lots of cocaine. It's because this time last week I had nasal surgery. I had overgrown turbinates in my nose, which made it very difficult for me to breathe, and I ended up at night time having to breathe only through my mouth and felt like I was choking. And so here in Greece, I had some really, really good doctors, and they operated on me. Weird operation in the fact that I was kind of awake through it, which I've never had that before in an operation. I think they must have given me some ketamine because I was completely out of it, although I was kind of still a little bit awake. And I can't praise the doctors and nurses and medical staff in general at the hospital here in my hometown in Greece. Just fantastic. Amazing service, would you say? Amazing treatment, just lovely people. I almost felt like it was private service. It was so good. Unlike the UK, which seems to have sadly gone downhill a little bit, from the moment I had my diagnosis, I had some treatment at first which didn't really work, and then surgery within the space of a month and a half. And yeah, the doctors are amazing, and I can breathe through my nose already. It's only been a week. It's going to continue to get better. I'm hoping I'm going to get better sleep now, because I've had terrible sleep in the past. And yeah, onwards and upwards. But as I said, the Greek medical service here in my home city, I can't praise enough. What amazing people. Anyway, last thing to try is the chewing gum. Ooh. It's two, see that? Pale green chiclets. Very nice. A menthol style chewing gum, which has opened up my nose even more. Yeah, making me really salivate, helping get all that sweet stuff off my teeth. Very good. So that was lunch. Was it the lunch I expected? No. Was it a great lunch? Yes, I enjoyed it. Lots of little bits and bobs, but definitely filling. I'm going to get up and move around a little bit. I'll bring you back for dinner. So our final meal of the day, dinner. Let's open this bag up and see what we get inside. First we get a flameless ration heater. We get our main meal, which is smoked meat with peas porridge. We get an instant soup, goulash. We get a white biscuit, some more fitness crisp breads, and another accessory pack. Inside the accessory pack we get another full set of cutlery, knife, fork, spoon and napkin, another toothpick, another isotonic beverage, a wet wipe, some more chewing gum, a second toothpick, another black tea, 1 pack of salt and 2 packs of sugar. Right. That is our dinner, our final meal of the day. Some interesting items in here that I can't wait to try out. First, let's use that flameless ration heater to heat up this smoked meat. For some reason the tear notch is not working. Ooh, that feels really hot already. So I still have my isotonic beverage from earlier on. So because I think I made it too weak, I'm just going to add this second sachet to the remainder of this. And hopefully we get a stronger flavour. This one doesn't seem to be all stuck together like last time. Right, let's heat some water up. I'm using my Nature Hike outdoor burner, which I reviewed quite a long time ago, and it is still working really well, and it is powerful, quickly boils water. So check out my review, and if you're interested in a very good value burner, have a look at this. Whilst we're waiting for that, let's try this isotonic beverage now with technically twice the amount of powder in. It still doesn't taste that strong. I know it was probably 750 mils of water to 2 packs. Don't think it said on the pack how much water to add. I presume between 200 and half a litre, often these things require. But definitely taste the salts. It's got a very mild sweetness and a very mild lemon flavour. It's kind of refreshing. As I said before, it'll hydrate you a little bit. Not as good as that fruit instant drink we had at breakfast time. Right, now this does say on the back 250 mils of water, so it should be okay in this cup. That's what it looks like. And with that, a tiny bit of hot water, I might have a warm cup of tea. Right, let's have some more of these fitness crackers, like before. Just take a couple out for now. Let's check out what this white biscuit's all about. It's like a biscuit covered in yogurt. A biscuit chickpea snack with yogurt coating. That's different. Let's open up our cutlery again. To be honest, I'm only going to need the fork, I believe. Let's stir that soup up. It's going to be very thick. Let's wipe our hands again. I've been trying to film another video at the top of the field and it hasn't worked out today, unfortunately. The item I'm reviewing is faulty and so I've got to send it back. Anyway, back to this. The main meal isn't quite ready yet, so let's try this goulash soup. Smells interesting. That's different. I'm trying to think what it tastes like. It tastes onion, it's salty, it's like vegetable-y. So in this goulash soup, it contains chickpea flour, salt, mashed potatoes, protein pea flour, vegetable oil, which is palm rapeseed, smoked peppers, garlic, marjoram, onion, vegetable mixture, which is onion and parsnip. So, quite a concoction. It's unusual, but I kind of like it. It's definitely very warming. It's got a little bit cooler now, later in the day, so it's quite nice to have a warm soup. Is it the best soup I've ever had? No, but it's kind of in the middle range of the soups I've had in ration packs. It's flavourful, it's a little bit grainy, but it's nice and warming. And yeah, it isn't bad at all. Let's try one of these cracker breads dipped in it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's nice. A bit of saltiness from the crisp bread. Yeah, that's a good combination. Right, so I think the main meal has had enough time to heat up. Let's get it onto this tray. Smoked meat with peas porridge. Right, let's give this a go. You can definitely tell the pea porridge from the smoked meat. Very green. Anyway, let's give it a go. That's definitely peas. And it's very, very tasty. Almost tastes like it's got like a mushy pea with mint kind of flavour to it. Very nice, slightly sweet, creamy. Let's try the meat. Slightly chewy, but very, very tender at the same time. I think it must be ham or pork, something classic that goes well with peas. That's really good. It's not as hot as I'd like it to be, but it's still tasty. Yeah, plenty of meat. Those peas really go well with the, I presume, ham. Very, very nice. Let's try it with a little bit of crisp bread. Very, very good. Adds a nice bit of texture there. Very, very tasty. It's kind of like home cooked style food, stick to your bones, perfect for this time of year. It's nothing that's going to win like an a la carte award, like something in the French menu, but it's still very, very wholesome. tastes pretty healthy, and it's very filling. All gone. Let's try these yogurty chickpea biscuits. It's actually pretty nice. It's got a little bit of a sour sort of taste from the yogurt. It's sweet, it's crispy, it's slightly salty. There is some cinnamon in this, which I'm not a big fan of, but it kind of tastes like a Christmas biscuit. You know, cinnamon, spiced, slightly sweet. Without the cinnamon, it'd be very nice. If you like cinnamon, you'll love this. Nice, light, but still satisfying. Right, to wash all that down, let's have this tea. Well, it's not exactly hot, but it's very tasty, very aromatic, standard black tea flavour, and nice for the end of a meal. Right, the final thing to have is this gum. Is it going to be the same gum as before? No, it's different. It's a different colour at least. 2 white pieces of gum. The flavour's different. It's a sweet mint, not too strong. A peppermint flavour's coming through now, heating up a little bit, making me salivate like a rabid dog, helping me clean my teeth. So, yeah, a nice end to a nice, fairly basic but satisfying meal. So that was the Czech Military 24-hour ration. I believe it was produced either this year or last year, but it does expire in 2027, so it's one of the latest versions of this ration. And yeah, it was very, very good. Lots of nice food in there, lots of snacks, lots of interesting items, a little bit different to many other rations. I really like that spicy salad in the morning for breakfast and that ham mousse. The lunch was a bit higgledy-piggledy with the supplement snacks. I wish we'd had the proper lunch menu. Unfortunately, the supplier didn't send me that one. But I still thought I had enough food for 24 hours in here. With that lunch, it would have probably lasted me a day and a half, or if I was out in real cold or doing a lot of exercise, I might have needed those extra calories. But as it stood, whew, I'm stuffed. I've been satisfied all day and I really liked it. So how was this going to rate on our MRE leaderboard? Well, I'm going to give this an 8.4 out of 10. That puts it towards the top end of our leaderboard, and I think it deserves that, mainly because it's good, wholesome food in there, some interesting, diverse snacks. As I said, I can't comment on the lunch, but everything else was very tasty and good quality. There's not much I didn't like in this ration, to be honest. It didn't have the kind of flair of the French ration or the vast amount of extras as the Polish ration had, but it's definitely up there. Let me know you thought of that ranking. Do you think I put it a little bit too high or too low? Let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so today. It'd really help the channel out. But for now, thanks for watching. Take care. Much love. See you next time.